Are you an expat with money in the bank and asking yourself, am I getting the best rate possible on the cash that I hold in deposit? And that's what I'm going to help you unpack in this video today, so stay tuned, yeah? Where I've researched are like offshore jurisdictions, and they're the ones that I'm familiar with, which is the Isle of Man, Guernsey and Jersey. They're very commonly used for, you know, expats that are living overseas. There's a lot of reasons for that we'll get into in further videos. There's like tax benefits, etc, etc. Today, I just wanted to focus on what rates are available on, you know, multi-currency accounts. So let's kick it off. We'll start with Guernsey and Jersey. And obviously, the larger the deposit amount, the higher rate you're likely to get. And what a lot of people might find puzzling is rates can tend to be lower on longer term deposits. And the reason for that is because it's all about when central banks, you know, the Federal Reserve, the European Central Bank, you know, Bank of England, when they could potentially lower rates, and obviously banks want to hedge themselves from that. So let's kick it off. The kind of top rates I've seen in Guernsey and Jersey would be, you know, from banks like NatWest, Butterfield, Lloyds International, and also HSBC. So NatWest, what they're offering on their GBP fixed term from, you know, 3 to 12 months with a 5k minimum would be 3 months is around 3.79%, which is okay. 6 months, 3.7 plus, depending on amount, and 12 months, 3.4, which reflects what I was just saying at the beginning of the video. That's on GBP, yeah? Then you have their euro. Now, obviously, euro rates are much lower, and fixed terms on euros are 3 months around 1.28 to 1.68%. And for 6 months, 1.31 to 1.71. And 12 months, 1.33 to 1.83. Now, bear in mind, these can change. I'm just giving you what current rates are today. USD is not too bad, actually. You know, on a USD fixed deposit with NatWest, you on 3 months you'd be looking at 3.57 to 3.87. 6 months, 3.58 to 3.88. 12 months, 3.45 to 3.85. So minimum 10k, and not bad too. And then also you have Butterfield, and they're a little lesser known, you know, institution. And on 10k minimum, 32 day notice, should I say, you'll get 3.7, 92 day notice, 3.8, 185 day notice, 3.85. So what does that mean? That means that you have to give that amount of time of notice. Now, an important thing to remember with most fixed deposits is that if you do access the money, which you can, you will lose the interest rate. So that's something very important to bear in mind. Lloyds, GBP, they have a fixed term and it's minimum 10k. It ranges 3 to 24 months, and you can get up to 4% on that. So that will then take us to the Isle of Man. And I mean, there'll be a lot of similarities here as well. You know, I've seen some better rates in the Isle of Man, and also we're not factoring in investment platforms here. We're just talking about straight up banks, term deposits, you know, cash deposit accounts. Yeah. So in the Isle of Man, you've got the Isle of Man Bank, their GBP fixed term, 3, 6, 12 months, 5k to 25k tiers. And on 3 months, you can get 3.42 to 3.92. 6 months, 3.55 to 3.95. And on 12 months, 3.5. So, on their euro, again lower, you would be looking again at fixed terms, 3, 6, 12 months. 3 months is 1.31 to 1.71. 6 months, 1.33 to 1.83. And on 12 months, up to 1.83. And USD, bit chunkier. You've got, again, same rules apply, fixed term, 3, 6, 12 months. 3 months, 3.58 to 3.88%. 6 months, 3.45 to 3.85. And 12 months, 3.45 to 3.88. Which, yeah, that's not too bad. HSBC they're pretty similar, a little bit less, but on their 3 to 36 months with a lower minimum of 2k. You're looking at 3 months 3.45, 6 months 3.65 to 3.75, 12 months 3.35 to 3.45. And their GBP, I have to say, is pretty favourable. It's your fixed term again, minimum 10k for 4 months, and it's 4.10%. Now, Lloyds are offering, probably some of the best rates, not necessarily directly through Lloyds, but also via platforms, which I'll get into on another video. I feel after this one I'm sounding like Dustin Hoffman in Rain Man, if any of you are of age to remember that movie. But don't worry, I'm going to provide a table that lists all of this, yeah? So Lloyds International Multi-Currency, fixed term deposit, 3 to 12 months, minimum 10k, GBP can get up to 4%, and with USD 3.75 and Euro up to 1.5, which is kind of meh. You've also got to bear in mind inflation with this stuff as well. Now, there are a few things that are important to be aware of, is that opening accounts in these jurisdictions can be, well, first of all, you have to be an expat, right? Secondly, there can be quite a lot of paperwork. And yeah, well, usually it can be done via a financial advisor or perhaps going to one of their branches that are in the country you are of residence, and hopefully find this useful. Maybe it's better than what you're getting, and if it's not, let me know. But I've done quite a lot of research and I feel pretty confident. So if you feel your cash is sitting there idle, not doing that much, and you want more information, you can get the document that we've provided with this, and do not hesitate to contact us at info@expatmoneychat.com, and we'll get right back to you any help we can. Thanks for listening. Cheers.